Good evening, everybody. Simon Holden, the Sheriff of Tippingham, here with our Monday night weekly review and preview. It's just coming up to 7:30 p.m. on this Monday evening, and I'm going to go through what's happened in the Winners Club and on here from the 17th to the 23rd. Now, the last 2 weeks of Winners Club, we had 125 points profit, and last week over 50. But, and this is the key thing, it's all right coming on here when it's going well, giving it the big one. I have had a very, very poor week on Winners Club. A little bit of bad luck. I'll explain. I'll explain what my methods are, and I'll explain why over the 3 weeks it's still very positive, and I believe hugely positive as we head towards March and a busy, busy month, and why you should get involved. But transparency is key. Transparency is everything. And I have had a insert your whatever of a week. Just to sum it up very, very quickly, a flood this morning after yesterday. I did, which I gave on here, Forest to beat Newcastle. Now, Forest went 1-0, and then the maddest phase of play you've ever seen, where Newcastle scored 4 goals in about 30 seconds. Then Forest came back in the second half. Just a crazy, crazy game. We did Alejandro Tosti in the golf, 100-1. He got right up there in the places we need him in the 8. He finished 10th. And I decided to have another bet late last night on the playoff. And the person I went for drove down the fairway, and I thought, this is great. Going to get a bit back here. The guy he was playing drove it out of bounds. It hit a tree in the out of bounds, out of the golf course, near somebody's garden, and bounced back in, and he got a birdie and won. So that is kind of it. Following, of course, Everton being 2-0 up and ballsing it up from there and not getting a penalty. Well, getting a penalty and then not getting one. I digress. So YouTube, unfortunately, that Tosti thing would have turned the week around, but we lost on here and must do a better. And I will end tonight with an early bet tomorrow. And then I won't be here for a day because I'm going to be away, but I will be doing videos from Wednesday onwards. So the next time will be Wednesday. But we're going to have a look at the Winners Club, like 2 monster weeks. And I want to talk about really gambling in general, how I approach it and what I'm trying to do. No excuses. There were a lot of near misses, but there were very few bets that I would take back. And all you can do is bet what you think with the knowledge you have at the time. I go after a lot of what I consider bad favourites. The people that follow me know I like a lot of second favourites, a lot of third favourites, and to combo them. And then when we get to usually these days, sadly, if you get to, say, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the only real big each way opportunities we get, then I have a go in the big handicaps, because I know the people that are in my Winners Club, if it gets to a Saturday, they don't want to be betting on a maiden at Wolverhampton at 7:30. They want to be in the big handicaps. They've got friends around. If they say, oh, I'm in a punting service, what have they got in there? Big handicap chase. So we play the biggies, and we have a lot of success. Right, let's have a look. So on the back of 2 monster weeks, there was always going to be a time when they kicked back. I was hoping it wasn't for a few more weeks. So I'm calling it bad week at Black Rock. So after 126 and 55, we went minus 57.75 on the week. Now, we kicked off on the 17th, on the Monday, with minus 15. We had 4 bets. 2 close seconds at 9-2 and at 4-1, but they were second. So a bad day to start the week. We had a 10.25 profit on Tuesday, really good. So it was on singles, we made a profit of 6, and then we made 4.25 on the tricks. We had 2 winners. So it was 10.25 on the day. So we got most of that back. Wednesday, we had a lucky but only 1 winner. So we were minus 5.5 on the day there. Sadly, only 1 winner. On Thursday, we were minus 4 on the singles and minus 6 on the singles, minus 4 on the multi. We only had 1 winner. So that was minus 10. On Friday, 2 seconds, including 1 that ploughed through the last hurdle went clear, and another one that was second. But they were second, so -8 on the singles, -7 on the lucky 15, -15.5 on the day. Saturday, we had a terrible day, including a faller, -22 on the day. Paul Nicholls' horse that pulled up, the form kind of worked out. I took Rumbode on because I wanted to take Paul Nicholls' horses on. We took it on with the Hobbs horse, which never, ever went right-handed. I'd never see that right-handed again. And Rumbode, to be fair, was the only Nicholls horse I've seen all week that really, really showed his guts. And he won. So it was a bad day, bad calls, -22 on the day. And yesterday, on Sunday, we had a max bet on Nemean Lion, who I absolutely love. Followers of me for a few years will know he's my favourite horse in jumps. He won. Sadly, we had a second and another loser, so we were level on the day, despite that being a max bet, because we did a win Trixie as well. So there you go. We've given last week back, so we're still well up over 3 weeks. But the very, very few bets I would have taken back with the knowledge I had at the time. There was a lot of bets where I took on what I thought were bad favourites and other horses won, say the third or fourth favourite won. There's one bet, and I'm not going to name the yard, but there's one bet that I regret that I did at Plumpton, and my followers who are in the club will know, and we will not be doing that yard again for the foreseeable future. So I do regret that one. But that's the only one I regret. I fell into a trap there. That was a silly bet. But the rest of them, it just didn't go. But you can have the right theories. And my theories I've worked on and worked on and worked on over the years. And now I feel I've got the complete package. Does that mean we're going to win every week? No. But there were a lot of sound bets for the right reasons that went wrong last week. And a few that were bad calls. A couple of bad rides. Some seconds where we were gubbed on the line. And a couple of fallers. But there you go, folks. I intend to use the same style of betting that got me the monster week and the big profit week and kick back on. So if you want to be part of it, you can. We go into March soon. I've had some people that have signed up with me all the way through the deal till September, my loyal Winners Club members. And I want to thank the people that have been in touch. Like I said the other day, we get caught up, don't we, in the negativity and the nasty people. And really, we don't thank the nice people enough. But I've got a great Winners Club. I take your trust in me very, very seriously. And I want to get back and keep going. So it was just one of those weeks. And the football and the golf was just a kick in the conkers too far. And then you get up and you are flooded. So it's been one of them. But always remember some great advice that I got about staying humble when you're gambling and when you're a tipster. And that is when you're on a great run, there's a kick in the conkers waiting for you around the corner. When you're on that desperate run of luck of being chinned, don't get too down because there's a big winner around the corner. And that is the way it is. If we stick to the right way of looking at it, if I use the contacts I've got, if I use the style of betting that's one big, then we're going to be fine. So it's a bad week, but it's a snapshot of a 3-week package where we are still well up. So there you go, folks. I'm not just going to come on here shouting and bawling about when it goes well. I'm going to tell you about when it was a bad week at BlackRock. Can't even say that. Right. So we go again. If you want to come in for the rest of February, be very, very welcome. But then we're going to be talking March. And you know what that means, folks. It is just another week. And you can get winners. We want winners at the start of March and we want winners at the end. But let's be realistic. We all want a monster Cheltenham, a monster Aintree, a monster York, a monster Ascot, a monster Goodwood. We know where we want to win big and where we can really go at them. And Cheltenham's been great hunting ground for me over the years. I like the look of this year. There's going to be a lot of races where it's a rock solid jolly, or do we go and get it beat? Now, over the week, we've got to try and get some of these beat. And if we get a couple of them beat, I think we can come out big on the week. And then there's the handicaps when you really got to know what you're doing. So stick with me. We will be fine. We are fine, but it's been a bad week. And there you go. I've got a bet for you now for tomorrow, which is at Leicester. And then Winners Club carries on as normal. You get bets for tomorrow and the day after, but I won't be on here until Wednesday when I'm away, but we'll be doing videos for the rest of the week as normal, just from a different location. So let's have a look, shall we, at a Tuesday bet. Let's go to Leicester. Let's go to the Hunter Chase. It's the Corn Vegetarian Maiden Hunter's Chase. I thought they would be interested in sponsoring horse racing, but there you go. Who am I to question sponsors? We need them all. It is a decent little race, but there's a horse here who's only run once in England, and he's chucked straight in to hunter chasing on normal racetracks. It's called Wallace Ollinger, and it's the second favourite tomorrow, but it's available at 2-1 with William Hill. Now, I've had a big word from this. I've got a couple of really good hunter chase judges that I know who serve me very, very well. And folks, I've got to be honest with you, I will not be spending hours over the hunter chase form. I will have a look at it. I do keep a general eye on it, but I trust these two's judgment implicitly. And one of them was extremely impressed with Wallace Ollinger winning its intermediate point to point. It's only 8, just quite young to go hunter chasing. And I've had a strong word for it. Now, the favourite here is a horse called Important Notice, but my boy says that this has been very well placed, and that it might not be quite as good as its record would suggest. So it's been a cleverly placed, like a boxer who chooses soft opponents, you might say. No offense to connections, of course. So we're going to take that on with number 4, Wallace Ollinger. Take the 2-1 with William Hill. And there you go, folks. That's your bet. So Mondays will be about telling you how it's gone. And it went bloody awful. But over a 3-week period, we're well up, and I'm going to be doing my level best to return to normal service. So gambling is not a fairy tale. Anybody who ever tells you they've got a graph that goes permanently up is either telling fibs or is a gambler that nobody else has ever seen before. So what do? We stay on the winning wavelength. That's what it says on the website. That's what the phrase I've always used, because you can be on the winning wavelength. It doesn't always mean you're going up, you're coming down, but you keep your mindset. You don't bet with anger. You don't bet with emotion. There is no winning run. There is no winning run. There is no losing run. There is only the next bet, and that's the way it has to be. You look at the bets. You choose the ones using your style. It doesn't matter if you get 4 winners the day before or 4 losers. They have to be your plays that day, because if you start changing, that's when you're going to fall off the punting cliff, and no one wants to do that. My job is to get you to the platform marked profit, and I intend to do that starting this week. So I'll be back on Wednesday. Let's hope the Hunter Chaser does the business. Got a busy day tomorrow on Winners Club. Big thumbs up to everybody who's been watching this channel. And if you've not subscribed, please do, because my job is to get winners on here and winners in the Winners Club. That's my plan, and it's been going really, really well in Winners Club, and it will again. So I shall speak to you all on Wednesday. Look after yourselves, stay dry, and if you have a flooded house, I have every sympathy for you. Keep smiling, it's the only way.
Holding horses.